I'd like to start off by saying it's 10:45 in the morning and I haven't had any caffeine yet. Greetings, my name is Brian. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. Round off National Bourbon Heritage Month, you'll never guess what I have in store for you. This is a Booker's Uncut, Unfiltered. It comes in a fancy box.
Bookers.
This box is a nice little collector's items. I don't know where I'm going to put this, but at least I have it. This is the first Booker's I've ever had in my collection, so I'm looking forward to trying this one specifically. Whoa. And this bottle was donated to the channel by Patrick Greeny. Thank you very much for donating this to the channel. You're awesome. Comes with a nice little card. As you see here, this is Charlie's Batch, released in January of 2023. Coming around at 63.30%. Wow. Aged 7 years, 1 month, and 8 days. There's that 7 again. For unknown why it's called Charlie's Batch, there's a Charlie Hutchins who created these. Look at that. And look at the back. Whew. That's me in 50 years. I'm still alive. But you're not here to hear about the box or the history because we're mostly here just to drink the whiskey. This is one of those wax tops. Let's hope this thing holds out. It looks pretty good. Further, we're good. I know this is gonna be hard to get off. Oh, all right. Still a wax there, but it's fine. Please come off easily. Oh man, just trying to grab it with the wax on there is pain. It's too early for this. Oh, I think I got it. Yay. Got a whiff of the bourbon. Of course, I should mention this is also my 4-year channelversary month. So this seemed like a really great way to end the month for that as well. Yeah. Oh wait, 60+%. Very high proof. Very early in the morning. The other thing I should note of this video is I am just coming off a dry week. So this is the first whiskey I'm having after a dry week. We do this every quarter. And it is to reset my palate and also to check in with myself to make sure no problems arise. So it is good to check. Begin with the color. Yes. Bourbon colored. Amber gold. I'm not a huge Jim Beam fan, but I have found I like their Booker's, and specifically the Baker's is one of the bourbons I found not long ago that I enjoyed. With that, onto the nose. Ooh, oh. It's long. It smells delightful. It's actually got a nutty note. It's not almonds. It's not peanuts. What the heck is this? Maybe it is peanuts. I've been making too many peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the past week. I'm overanalyzing. There is something in there. It's like this odd vanilla crunch. Huh. That's what I want to say. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's part of this. It's part of the process. Don't try to make any sense at all. I believe a note I'm getting here is a standard Jim Beam note that I don't particularly like personally, but if that is what it is, and I just found a marker for it, that's good for me. And it must be a type of nutty note. Okay, we're getting brown sugar, we get vanilla, standards. I feel like I'm broken now. I haven't done this a week, so nothing functions as it should. Cookie dough? It feels as if there's a heavier oak influence. The one thing I find interesting about bourbons is though they have very similar qualities in how they turn out, the age range also shifts things. So they're 2 to 4 years, and then you have anywhere between that and 10 years. Usually that's great for me. 1 to 10 years after that tends to get a little over oaked for my taste. I find it interesting that I'm finding oak in this peculiar, what I'm calling Jim Beam note on a 7-year-old. Sand? Like beach sand? All right, beach sand near a campfire where you're roasting marshmallows, so that kind of smell, almost like a creme brulee smell, except it's got a little more char action to it. You know, you've taken a marshmallow, you stuck it in the fire, you turned it black. That's not what I'm talking about, but you know, the nice happy in-between, which is what I go for personally. So this is good. Other than that, again, the Jim Beam note, it's getting all the bourbon notes that I like. All right, at last, onto the palate. It has been a full week since I've had any whiskey at all. Let's see what happens. Exactly what I thought would happen. That's intense, man. It's just the first sip. I don't even know what happened. Because it's just alcohol. It's a little dry in the finish. There is I can only call it a nuttiness, but I don't know what specific nut. And that's the part that makes me go nuts as well. All right, I need to take a smaller sip. That was a bit of a whoop, almost a gulp. Interesting though. It's all just reminding me of Jim Beam. Oh god, I'm having flashbacks of early years of my life where we were just using Jim Beam in whatever else we were drinking, taking shots of it. Oof. I don't know if this is a good memory or bad memory, but it's there. Since that first sip was literally just a freight train into my face, I'm going to take a very tiny sip, hold on the palate, see what I can actually find if the proof itself doesn't blow me away. Ooh, there was a little bit of a fruit note, and it's got a nice progression. It's a little spicy at the end. It was like walnut. I don't particularly like walnuts, but that was the thought. Walnut vanilla, cinnamon sugar, and there's this trailing slow dry at the end. But not even too dry, it's just a little bit in the middle of my tongue. It's actually really nice as a sipping whiskey that you're looking to explore. There's not an overload of tasting notes, but it is quality. There's something that makes it feel like it's bitter. I know the box also helps. The price also. Nothing seems to be changing on the nose, except for that Jim Beam note coming forward and hanging out right in front of me. All the other notes that I like about it are a little more subdued. And this is one of the problems I personally have, is that when there's something I don't like about a smell or a taste of a whiskey, that is the thing my brain likes to latch onto. Another sip, see what I can find. Mm. Yeah, it's a nutty feeling. Ooh, nice little spice. It's playing along the sides of my tongue. It's a solid bourbon. It doesn't completely drink like the proof. My initial sip, of course, was after a very long hiatus. My body is like, no, no, you like this. I would say for certain that if you were going into Jim Beam and you really like Jim Beam, it's like your default thing. You love the taste of their lower proof stuff. I can understand why you would chase Booker's, because that Jim Beam note is right smack in the middle of it all. I'm still having an extreme amount of difficulty nailing what that is, other than saying I have found that note on Jim Beam products that I've tried in the past. Specifically the standard white label bottle that I drank far too much of in my younger adult days. Might be why it stands out to me. One of the earliest whiskeys I was introduced to. So the note is a mixture of musty, nutty, and wood. More. Nice little sweetness on the start. That Booker's note shows up immediately. The sweetness fades, and then it begins to get a little dry. Touch of spice. A little bit of tingles in my tongue. It does ask me to explore it more. I'm curious what some water will do to this. Curious what some water will do to this. 2 drops. 1, 2. It softened the nose, so that Jim Beam note has been tamped down a bit. But the sweetness has come up a little bit. So I'm getting more vanillas, a little more pronounced brown sugar. It's bringing forward those sweet notes, which is tends to be what I go for. See what the palate's like. I noticed still there. The sweetness on the palate is diminished. Now the spices come forward. A little prickly, a little cinnamon sugary. Feels like there's some kind of other spice there. Basil? That's an odd one that seemed like it popped up. I'm curious as what the proof of this is now. Absolutely for someone who likes Jim Beam products. I do not dislike it. I feel like I can explore this more. You know, after I had some coffee would be great. Maybe in my coffee would be great. Oh no. Well, there you have it, folks. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome, and I will see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.